Dear Reggie, on this, the holy weekend before E3, we pray, and we really, really hope you didn't take all the good games with you. Alright, I'm just gonna level with you guys. E3 is my favorite time of year. It is like Christmas in the summer, except instead of a big fat guy coming down the chimney and giving you presents, it's a lot of skinny white dudes in suits telling you, hey, Madden's gonna be really good this year. And while there's a lot of companies that are having a lot of things leaked before E3 this year, Nintendo is the company that I'm most interested in, and for the most part, we don't have a whole lot. I forgot to mute my phone. I'm a professional. Basically, Nintendo is the company I'm most excited to see what they have to offer at E3, and they're the company we probably know the least about what they're going to be talking about. So I figured, hey, let's try something new, and let's kind of speculate on like the top 5 things that I would like to see from Nintendo this year, and what I hope the Switch still has for us for the rest of 2019. And I guess we gotta start off with the honorable mention, and please don't hate me that this is only an honorable mention, but let's talk some Animal Crossing, alright? Now, I like Animal Crossing, but it's never been my favorite Nintendo series, so I know there's a lot of people that are like, just biting and frothing at the mouth over like any info about the Switch version of Animal Crossing. And I'm gonna be excited whenever they do eventually announce stuff, but it's never been my priority. So like every other E3, it's like, oh, it'd be nice if they talked about Animal Crossing, but I've never been in the torches and pitchfork mob whenever they inevitably don't say anything. And that's been like a repeating pattern for the past few years. But this is the year, this is the time that everybody is certain that Nintendo is going to announce Animal Crossing coming at the end of this year. Hoorah! And oh God, I hope they announce something, just because I do not want to have to deal with Twitter if they do not announce a 2019 release date. Does that make me a bad Nintendo fan? That like the main reason I want to know more info about Animal Crossing is because if we don't get more info about Animal Crossing, people might actually start moving into villages in the middle of Japan with a bunch of random animals in random abandoned houses. That's an actual worry. People could do that. I would not put it past some of y'all. In all seriousness though, I am really interested to see what Nintendo is going to do with an HD online connected Animal Crossing. Even if I'm personally not the biggest fan of the series, I'm definitely going to be picking it up when it eventually does come out. I just really hope that we get some idea of how Nintendo's going to bring this franchise into the next generation, and hopefully find out like at least a vague idea of when we're going to get it. Cause yeah, no release date. There's gonna be some riots. There's gonna be some animal-fueled riots. Okay, actual first numbered thing on my list time. Big surprise! I am super duper hyped for Super Mario Maker 2. Literally everything I've seen about that game looks absolutely incredible. I'm so excited to get my hands on it in like 3 weeks. Oh my God, this is only 3 weeks away. I have to get so much better at Mario before this. But even though we did get a Nintendo Direct recently giving us a lot more details on how exactly Super Mario Maker 2 is going to work, including, you know, the little tidbit that Nintendo still really doesn't know what they're doing when it comes to giving people what they want from online things. But besides all that, the game looks really cool and we have a lot of info about it at the moment. The thing is I think there's a possibility there still could be a bit more info to give out. Whenever they showed off the game in the Direct, they specifically showed that the Super Mario 3D World style is one of multiple styles that are kind of separate from the 4 that made up the original game. And because of that, a lot of people are assuming that there's going to be DLC of some kind, adding in more Mario games that might not fit in with the original styles, but, you know, would still be good to have a maker-type system for. Super Mario Bros. 2 USA, I'm looking at you. But I guess the big question now is whether that empty slot that they kind of showed, whether that is reserved for DLC and post-launch support, or if that is something that they just haven't announced yet. And considering that E3 is just a few weeks before the game's actual release date, that would actually be kind of cool, just to be like, hey, one more thing, this game you are already all determined to buy, it's got even more cool stuff that we didn't talk about before. That would be super, super neat if just at the last second they're like, yep, this thing you weren't expecting, bam, in there. Like, it could be Super Mario Bros. 2 USA, could be Super Mario Galaxy, Personally, I think it would be really cool if they had like a meme Super Mario 64 style. Like, yeah, graphically it wouldn't be the greatest looking, but you know, that'd be cool. Let me throw King Bob-omb off some stuff. It's always fun to throw King Bob-omb off some stuff. But even if Nintendo doesn't have any more content to show off for the launch version of the game, which honestly I'd be fine with, like I'm already buying this thing, that's already a given. Even if they don't have anything for the launch version of the game, I think it still would be cool for Nintendo to kind of prove that they're going to be supporting this game the same way that they did post-launch the original Super Mario Maker. Because that game didn't launch with checkpoints, the fire clown cars, stuff like that. So if Nintendo can come right out of the gate and say, hey, we're going to be having new styles, new items, we're going to be determined to continually support this game, unlike some of Mario's other titles. Nintendo why? I think that would be really nice for the Mario Maker fan base to just kind of confirm that Nintendo is looking to the future for this game and that it's going to be a staple of the Switch's software lineup for many years to come. And speaking of Mario, oh my god, give me another good Mario sports game. Please. Now, if you've been living under a rock for the past decade, you might not have heard that Nintendo's online can be a little bit iffy. Or maybe you did hear about that because the people in charge of Nintendo's online coincidentally also live under a rock. Okay, that's a bit of an exaggeration because the weirdest thing about Nintendo's attitude to more modern gaming conventions and stuff like that is that they're not really consistent at being bad at it. Mario Tennis Aces for the Nintendo Switch has probably gotten the best online support of like any Nintendo published game ever. Like, they have monthly characters, they've improved matchmaking, they did a whole bunch of extra improvements to, like, the story mode and how online works. Like, they have genuinely done a good job with that. So Nintendo, Camelot, please, sir, may I have some more? Now, I know everyone's hoping for an F-Zero game or Pikmin or one of Nintendo's other kind of neglected franchises, but honestly, like, the Nintendo Switch is doing pretty good, and we have, like, one Mario sports game. I think? Am I forgetting any? Future Josh, edit in any other Mario sports games that I forgot about, please. Basically, I feel like a surprise new Mario sports game announcement would be really, really good for the Switch. It would be a nice surprise to the fans because I haven't seen a lot of discussion about it, while also kind of being a sure bet that, yeah, people are going to buy this thing. I just really hope that whatever game they put out, they put just as much effort into it as Mario Tennis Aces. Personally, I think it's time for the Mario Strikers series to make a comeback, but also Mario Golf. I want to kick it out of bed. I mean, there might not be a lot of room if we got both Mario and some golf clubs to be there, but like, I wouldn't kick them out of bed. We'd make room. Okay, for this next one, we gotta go on a bit of a trip back in time. About a month before E3 2018, a lot of rumors started popping up that Retro Studios' next game, after working on Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, if you have not played that game yet, you should get on that. That game is really, really good. I don't care that I'm interrupting the entire flow of this video. You should get Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze right now. Or at least like look up a trailer or something and see if it's your cup of tea. That game's legit, yo. Basically, Retro Studios' next game was going to be a game called Star Fox Grand Prix, which was a mixture of like the Star Fox universe and a Diddy Kong racing style adventure type thing was what all the rumors were pointing towards. And everyone was like, okay, that's really weird, but that seems like something Nintendo would authorize. And so everyone was kind of expecting that at last year's E3, and then just nothing. There has been like nothing on Star Fox Grand Prix like ever since. And it's really weird because that was a really popular rumor for a bit. So the main thing I want to know from this E3 is what the heck has Retro Studios been working on? We know that now they're helping out with the Metroid Prime 4 development, but there was like 5 years in between the release of Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze and them moving on to Metroid Prime 4. So there was something they're working on, and I'm really hoping that it wasn't something that was shelved, and I'm really hoping we get a chance to see it at this E3, because, you know, if you haven't noticed, Retro Studios, they kind of make the good games. Now, if it does wind up being Star Fox Grand Prix and just they need a little bit of time before they showed it to the public, I would be totally down for that. Give me more Star Fox. Give me some Diddy Kong Racing style game. That sounds amazing. But legitimately, if it's a new IP, if it's them doing something completely unexpected, I am excited for whatever Retro Studios is working on. I feel like they've done enough to prove that whatever concept they have, they can do a good job of it, and I'm super excited to see what they have next. And if it was scrapped, then hey, I'm looking forward to Metroid Prime 4 as much as the rest of you is. So remember a couple minutes ago whenever I backpedaled from my Nintendo's Online people living under a rock joke? I'm gonna backpedal from that backpedaling. So I guess I'm gonna forward pedal and say that Nintendo, where the heck's my Virtual Console? Now, when Nintendo first started announcing exactly what the Nintendo Switch Online program was going to offer, I was on board for it. $20 a year to be able to play Smash Bros, Mario Maker, all that stuff online. I'm okay with that transaction alone. You know what? Like, Xbox and PlayStation, they have their own programs. They're like 50 or 60 bucks a year. So I don't see Nintendo's as being that bad. The problem is that what they're offering right now, it's not... I wouldn't call it bad, but the potential is there for so much more. I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed. The fact that Nintendo has one of the best software lineups in all of gaming history, and their one major incentive other than just being able to play online for the Nintendo Switch Online system is just a few more NES games added every month. Like, Nintendo, you are sitting on a gold mine here. If you put out Nintendo Netflix and have it, hey, you pay our fee, you can play any of our games that are over 10 years old just as part of that fee on your Nintendo Switch, on your TV, or on your handheld, that would be incredible. They're sitting on a gold mine there. I don't know anyone that wouldn't subscribe to that. And sure, there's arguments to be made that like being able to buy stuff on an actual Virtual Console and own like digitally an actual older copy of a game, like that old system, that is valid. I get why some people do prefer that, but seriously, Nintendo, you add like Super Nintendo, Nintendo 64, your handhelds, a little bit of GameCube onto the Switch's like current online offering, you basically just make Nintendo Netflix. That would make this Switch perfect. That would be it. It would win all console wars forever. I would be done. I would not survive that much hype. And speaking of dying, if this happens, this video is officially my obituary. I'm going to be live streaming my reaction to all the E3 press conferences, and if this happens, I'm definitely breaking the Twitch terms of service. Because I'm just going to orgasm on camera. I'm not even going to like tiptoe around that. That's just what's gonna happen. If Banjo gets announced for Smash, I'm getting banned from Twitch. There are so many rumors going around, so many potentially credible leaks about the fact that Microsoft and Nintendo might be being a little bit friendly again, and that Banjo could in fact be a Microsoft representative in Super Smash Bros. If that happens, that's just... I'm dead. That's it. I am going to be over the moon for that. And really, that would make my entire E3. The Nintendo Direct could be 45 minutes of Doug Bowser defecating onto the camera lens, and I would be totally okay with that as long as it ends with the bear and the bird. And I am trying not to get my hopes up too much, but Nintendo and Microsoft have been really friendly lately. It really is starting to look like Microsoft doesn't really care about console exclusivity and really wants the Xbox platform to be more just games in general, wherever you can play them on as many screens as possible. Like, they don't seem to really care about the console war anymore. And the fact that they've been so open with Nintendo about crossplay and things like that, I'm feeling a little bit of hope, and I'm trying not to get too hopeful, but it's there. I think it would be an amazing moment in the games industry if Microsoft and Nintendo were friends again and announced that with some collaboration that resulted in Banjo being in Smash, maybe Rare Replay coming to the Switch, you know, that Xbox One collection of all of Rare's games, but, you know, add in all the Donkey Kong ones that obviously couldn't be on the Xbox One. Just put those in, make a Switch version. That would sell so many copies. Half of them would be bought by me, but so many copies. And in general, I just think that would be good for the games industry to let go of these console wars and, yeah, my system's better than your systems, and just getting together and being optimistic about our love of games and making the things that is gonna make fanboys go wild. And, I'm just so excited. I'm sorry if I hit the microphone there, but I'm just so excited. So yeah, by the time this video goes up, like, it's gonna be a few days until the E3 press conference, so let me know in the comments, what do you want to see from Nintendo? What do you want to see from the other companies? And what types of videos would you like to see from me post E3? I'm trying out a lot of new stuff here, I'm doing my best, and we'll see where this goes. So until next time, please Reggie, let Banjo be in Smash. Please!